Hi, I'm Leathur Rokk. Welcome to my channel. And I'm still in this park that I was just at, and I wanted to give another close-up look at this statue of Levander, if that's how you say it, Levander W. Johnson. He was apparently a native of here, and he was a professional boxer. Most of you probably know who he is. I don't really. But anyway, the churches that were here with the food, they have left. And there's only a few people left that are still here in the park. And anyway, I wanted to talk to you about my experience here in the park. I want to sit down and be comfortable. Ah, one thing that was going on that I could have done without was that the various church volunteers that were here, those that weren't handing out some kind of food or something, they came up to everybody and tried to pray for everybody. And you know, I really do believe in not shitting in somebody's cornflakes and living and let live, and being really cool about people and their beliefs and stuff. But when somebody comes up to me and basically takes a look at the symbols I'm wearing and decide upon themselves that I'm some Satanist or some evil occultist, and they try to, well, they ask me, some woman asked me why I came here. And so I decided to mention to her that I don't get out much because I'm a caregiver for an elder person, and so if I want to have any kind of social life that doesn't consist of a computer screen, I have to go out and find it. And since most of the people that I know are no longer on the boardwalk due to the police harassment, and it's such a totally different situation now. It seems like all you see are tourists and people that are working their normal legal jobs, and then the people who society deems as undesirables are left to fend for themselves in the shadows, away from the tourists and the families and the respectable people. So as a result, a person like me who has a lot of friends who are on the fringes, who I'm friends with a lot of homeless people and people who are poor, and now I'm in a place that they tend to gather because they know that there are people who will give them some things. And of course, the price of admission is that the people that are these volunteers are trying to get souls for their religion. And so as a result, each one of us, it's like we're some kind of prey, and they pounce upon us. And they basically, I tried to be polite in saying that I was raised Catholic, actually, and at the tender age of 9, I saw too many hypocrisies in the Catholic Church and in Christianity, period, so that's why I walked away. And as I got older and I learned about all these world religions who were so many hundreds and thousands of years older than Christianity, such as the Hindu culture, such as when we were in grade school and we learned about the Greek and the Roman mythology. And people forget that in those days, those gods and goddesses were every bit as real as Jesus and God and Buddha and all these saints and all these people that are considered important parts of modern day religions. So for us, especially us who were born and raised in the United States, who tend to, the religions that people will follow now are what their parents believed and their grandparents believed, and people basically only believe what they learned in their families. So you could say that is family and societal brainwashing. So for a person who is a modern day American who still has found comfort and interest in the other world's religions who are so much older, the fact that I have some fairly well grounding on a lot of the world's religions, I cannot think of the more modern ones as being having more validity. What about the Hindus? What about the people in the very more ancient religions that are thought of as ancient and no longer viable? But when you have people that belong to the current religions of the day that act like those old religions don't count, that only the newer ones have any validity. And when I challenge people on this, saying that we are so smug in thinking that the religion that we just happen to be born into just happens to be the right one and everybody else is wrong, they don't want to hear that. And the same token, I don't want to challenge them. I don't want to seem mean or insensitive. And even if many of them had special experiences that where they saw that she tried to tell me that Jesus wanted to be my friend and stuff. I said, well, I heard about him since I was 9 years old, or since before that, and I just don't feel that this current dominant paradigm of society is necessarily the be-all and end-all when it comes to creeds, and to dismiss the older religions just because most of the people here in the United States don't believe that. I guarantee you, you get off the plane and go to India, you're going to see people to whom those older gods and goddesses are very real, and they don't deserve to be disrespected. So I get a little bit tired of the dominant paradigms of modern American society, because there are still a lot of people that think that only the most popular religions, as far as how many adherents they have, count. And so you've got, okay, Christianity, and you've got Islam, and you've got Judaism, and you hardly ever see any examples from the Hindu faith. And matter of fact, we don't even have a very close by temple here. I believe the Indian people have to go so far off in the mainland or up northern New Jersey. I'm still mad at myself that I was not on the boardwalk the day the Hare Krishnas had one of their parades. I like to cover that for my YouTube channel just because it's something different, and I really like the people, and I really like their food, and I love the colorful clothes that they wear, even though modesty's not my thing, but I don't have a problem with wearing some of their garments, because beautiful clothes are beautiful clothes. But this place has gotten so empty now. I'm going to give you a look. I'm just going to, I'm going to not get people in that are right behind me, unless of course they happen to accidentally get in the frame. But as you can see, this thing is really emptied out, and I should actually be getting out of the sun. I'm glad that I have some shade here, but as soon as one of my buddies comes back, I'm going to have to get on home. I was going to do a live stream over at the library, which is, I'll point to you, is over there on the outside of the library. That whole area is wired for Wi-Fi. It doesn't come out here into the park though. But the truth is, I'm not getting around too much. I don't feel that it's safe or welcoming with the way the police are ticketing people for all kinds of offenses. Half the people that I was talking to here in the park have gotten a bunch of tickets, usually for falling asleep someplace. But what I want to start doing, not on Mondays and Tuesdays, because there is one or two things going on right up my street, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think I'm going to show up here like at 11 o'clock, and then from here I'm going to hang out here for a while, and then I'm going to be taken to some other places where people go and they get food and they get clothes. And my main motivation is just socializing with people, and if I can bring something home for my mother and for the cat, I'll do it. There's nothing that I really, really need, but just the social aspect, because now you just don't have the people. Even 2 weeks ago, there would be people coming to my neighborhood, partly because they know that they can get some services available. For a while there was this one really big, it's like a big Winnebago trailer that has a whole bunch of services for junkies that are trying to get clean. And some of these things are outfitted with showers to give to people, and all kinds of medical equipment to do blood tests, and whatever things help the people that they're serving. Again, there are so many places that have Narcans that are dropped over all kinds of places, and it's just, obviously, if there weren't people that need these things because they're overdosing and stuff, and you have to have things to keep people alive, but the people are also trying to find safe places where they can hang out and maybe fall asleep and not have the police chasing after them and stuff. And I don't know who this kid belongs to, but he's just running around throwing things. I hope he has a parent that's watching him, because it's really not safe to leave your kids unattended. Not everybody is cool, and just because somebody is homeless or looks homeless doesn't mean that they're totally safe either. So if I was the parent of that little kid, I would definitely have him supervise. Because, when my brother was little, my mother had a leash for him. And she would use that to keep him from running into traffic. And that was not a thing when she did that. But now you see that there are some parents that actually do have, they're like bungee cords that also look like leashes, that one hand is you hold on your wrist and the other is around the kid's wrist. But they're a thing now because families are realizing, especially if you have more than one kid, and you're out in an outing and you're away from home somewhere and it's a crowded, like on a boardwalk or a crowded city street, you want to be able to protect your kids and not have them run into traffic. So I think it's just a really great thing. I'm glad that people are realizing that that's another way to keep your families together and safe. But this is, I wish I knew for sure what the name of this park is. I'm going to guess it's City Hall Park or something. This is used for all kinds of things. During Christmas season, they have a lit up sign back there, and they have different things going on. And over here where you see there's two different sets of bus benches. There's a bus that turns around here to go, I guess, make its way to one of the bridges that connects our island to the mainland of New Jersey. Maybe you don't know this, but Atlantic City is on a barrier island called Absecon Island. And we have a number of little towns on Absecon Island. It starts with Atlantic City, then Ventnor, then Margate, then Longport. And there are bridges in and out of the island. Occasionally we have a real serious storm going on and they close the bridges, and if you're here, you're stuck here. If you're off the island, you can't get in. When Hurricane Sandy was here, there was a lot of people that evacuated and then found that they couldn't get back here for a couple of days. And one of the things that really made things hard for me was that my birthday was a couple of days after Sandy hit, and they decided, the governor of our state decided to close the bridges a couple of days before my birthday. So the weekend of my birthday, the bridges were closed. So even people that lived here on the island were not going out because, they were concerned about what exactly? If you live here, you don't have to get in and off the island, and you live in especially one of these fancy high-rise buildings where you have everything you can possibly need, where they even have backup generators so that they can flush their toilets and things. Because sometimes some people live in places where you can't flush your toilets because of the electric. But anyway, my friend's back, so I am going to talk to you guys tomorrow. But again, welcome to Ghetto Atlantic City. See you tomorrow. Bye.